Imagine you couldn't speak in public, were denied an education, and prohibited from visiting a public park. Picture a world where a squirrel or a bird have more rights than you, free to chirp and roam at their own leisure. This is the reality of a woman in Afghanistan. Now visualize a situation where you are forced to raise a child you did not willingly conceive because a man chose not to wait for your consent, and another strip you of your right to end this violation. This is a reality for a woman in America today due to her misfortune of being born with the wrong biology, and because you are a woman, you will always be perceived as less than in all aspects, even when it comes to running for president in the land of the free. These examples of sexism, attendees, are the reasons for which I will be persuading you that even in 2025, women still don't have the full range of rights and liberties afforded to men. Afghan women today possess fewer rights than wildlife. Prior to the rise of the Taliban, these women were protected by law, slowly gaining rights, closing the gap of inequality between men and women. In 1997, the country's highest legislative body was composed of over 15% women. Later, 70% of educators, 50% of government workers and university students, and 40% of doctors in Kabul were women, though soon enough that 70% will be disavowed in education, 50% ejected from the workforce, and 40% fully denied access to healthcare because women can't be doctors and may never be handled by a man, severing a woman's access to medical attention. In 1996, a woman and her child nearly died after she went out seeking help for her withering child. After being caught without her husband, the pair were shot by a Taliban soldier. Imagine having to decide between saving your child's life or potentially losing yours. Women in America are also currently facing injustices due to decisions made by men in power. Millions of women have lost access to safe reproductive health care due to the overturning of Roe versus Wade, revoking a woman's right to make decisions about her own body. 50 years of constitutionally protected access to abortion countermanded because we must protect innocent life. What about protecting a viable woman's existence and her health? This has caused an increase of 21% in maternal deaths nationwide due to unsafe abortions. Women are being told to wait in hospital parking lots until they go into sepsis because only when she's on the brink of death does the law allow for medical intervention. Women's rights to be seen as equals is a struggle as old as time. Presidential elections are a prime example of this narrative. Women continue to lose to their male competitors simply because they are women. Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, extremely knowledgeable, educated, and competent women whom the American people would be blessed to have as their leader are simply not enough and disregarded based on gender. Surveys conducted after this most recent election indicated that Americans, both men and women, admitted that though Kamala was the best suited candidate to run the country, that being president was no place for a woman to do so, and instead elected the ill-suited man. How archaic is that? Women have sought and are still seeking out a world where they no longer have to fight for the right to be treated as equals, but instead of moving forward and gaining, our small achievements are disappearing with the regression going on in Afghanistan, the overturning of Roe versus Wade in America, the unjust elections, and a trillion other reasons I haven't mentioned. In 2025, this is disgusting. We have proven 10 times over that we are at the very least equal to our male counterparts. We are just as worthy enough to hold positions of power, make decisions for ourselves, and lead. But unfortunately, those who currently hold these positions choose to keep a foot on our chest, holding us down and minimizing our potential. It's time we stop having to fight and justify ourselves for a seat at the table and for what men are given so generously and without hesitation. Thank you.